Good morning, everyone. So, welcome on our English Maritime course, week 30 for day 1. So, today I'll be your instructor. So, my name is Elaine. So, we will be discussing about it's about how to properly read or understand of a bulletin or anything announcement. So, but first, before we start, Um, I will be discussing some guide for our crew members and a maritime professionals. So this is a broad topic and a very comprehensive guide would cover many aspects in maritime work. So by here, we can understand the roles and responsibilities of different crew members, some safety procedures, training requirements, and some crew management practices. So I will be tackle this one by one, and I'll try to explain and elaborate more. So the roles and responsibilities. So ships have various departments. So each with a so each department they have their own specific duties. So, the detailed breakdown of duties for various cruise position like the deck department, the engine department. So, the deck department handles the navigation, the mooring, cargo handling, and the general ship maintenance. So, they have the different departments with the specific duties like the engine department. So, they focus on the machines, the operations and maintenance of the machines, the ship's machinery. There's also the stewards department that often handles the guest services and caterings. So the roles have also um, assigned a different or a proper personnel. Like there's a deckhands. So the deckhands work with the mooring lines, operate the deck gear, and assist with the navigations. We also have, like what we discussed last time, about the engineers. So they are the technical officers. So they are the one responsible for the maintain and operate of the ship's machinery. We also have the navigational officers that responsible for the safe navigation, including the watch standing. And of course, some other crew, the able seaman of the seafarer, the chief mate or the second mate, and other more. So those officers' positions with specific duties. So those crew members, they are responsible for the safe and efficient operation of the ship, which includes the navigation, maintenance, cargo handling, safety procedures, and emergency response. So we also have here the safety procedures. So this includes the man overboard procedure, fire prevention, emergency response, and general safety regulations. So the crew members must be proficient in safety procedures, including those fire prevention or the emergency drills, and use of the safety equipment. So regarding on these safety procedures, it is very important to have a teamwork and communication because the effective teamwork and communication have very essential for the smooth ship operations and safety. Training and certifications. So this is the guidance of mandatory training courses like the STCW or the standards of training, certification, and watch keeping of the seafarers. So this one it sets the standards for the training, certification, and watch keeping for the seafarers that which is very important for all maritime professionals to be familiar with the STCW code. Crew management. So best practices for recruitment, training, scheduling, payroll, and ensuring the compliance with the regulations. Shore-based careers. So those are the information on transitioning from the sea-based roles to shore-based careers in ports. So shipping companies and other related industries. It is also very important to address some psychological and physical stressors of the maritime work. So, promoting the stress reliance and fostering some positive work environment. So, it will be held for a well-being of the cruise the seafarers on the ships. Career progressions. So some informations on pathways of career advancement. So both on board and inshore based roles. So again, as I said earlier, communication and teamwork. So emphasizing the importance of effective communication and teamwork among the crew members. It's also very important to staying updated on the international and national regulations impacting the maritime industries. So lastly is the maritime recruitments, which is having the guidance of finding a suitable crew members, including using the online platforms or the social media. So This is all about the importance of the best practices. Or when a recruiting, it is important to clearly define the qualifications and requirements for each position. So we have now some digital platforms that they're using. So this one is to utilizing the digital platforms and professional networks can help reach a wider pool of qualified seafarers. So this is will be the topic for today. It's about the bulletin or the safety bulletin. But first, what is a safety bulletin? So the safety bulletin is in the maritime industry. This is the what we call this. This is the formal notice used to communicate critical informations, procedures, or potential hazards on the vessel at a port or at the company office. So these bulletins are essential for maintaining the safety at the sea. So they are designed to be concise and easily understood by all crew members regardless of their role. So, why do we need this? So, these bulletins are very important for promoting a strong and safety culture on board ships by highlighting the potential risk, suggesting the improvements to procedures, and encouraging the crew members to critically evaluate their actions and safety measures. So I have here some common places that you might see those bulletin or the safety bulletin. So I have here first the it can be posted on the bulletin board. So you can see it in the mess hall or on the hallway. It can be sent via email to the bridge or to the other departments. It can also be part of the daily briefing or toolbox talk. You can also find this in the vessel safety management system. So these safety bulletins It uses for the or it serves as a means to quickly communicate important safety informations such as the new regulations, accident investigations, or best practices to the maritime industry. So these are typically distributed by the relevant authorities, such as the maritime administrations, classification societies, or industry organizations. Another purpose of the safety bulletin is to highlight some hazards. So they often highlight a specific hazards or risk associated with the certain operations, equipment, or situations, helping crew to identify and mitigate the potential danger. So as I said earlier, it also promotes some safety culture. So by raising the awareness about the safety issues, bulletins contribute to fostering a stronger safety culture on board ships, encouraging the proactive risk management and adherence to the safety procedures. So another one is for the support compliance. So meaning that they provide the guidance on how to comply with the relevant regulations and standards, ensuring that the ships operate safely and legally. So the safety bulletins are vital tool for promoting the continuous improvement in the maritime safety by disseminating information, raising awareness, and encouraging the proactive safety management. So I have here some key aspects to consider, like the timeliness. So meaning that the safety bulletins are often time sensitive, it requiring to promote attentions and actions from recipients to address the issues raised, especially if there's an incident reports or something that need to be uh, an immediate actions. So time is very sensitive regarding on this um, the bulletin announcement or giving any information that need to be to have a immediate actions, because um, many safety bulletins are issued in response to urgent situations or emerging the safety concerns and require a prompt attentions. There should be a specific focus as well. So they typically address a particular safety concerns or incident, providing the detailed information about the situations, potential causes, and recommended actions. So they are required specific actions to be taken by the recipient, such as the viewing the or reviewing the procedures, implementing the new safety measures, or practicing in training. So, actionable information that the safety bulletin often includes some specific recommendations or instructions for crew members to implement, such as the inspecting some specific equipment, modifying procedures, or enhancing trainings. It also very important to have a regular updates because safety information is a constantly involving or evolving, so maritime authorities that often issue updated bulletins to reflect the latest guidance and best practices. So these are the examples of the safety bulletin topics. So I have here some equipment failures. So this is to identifying the fault equipment such as the pilot ladders or lifeboat mechanisms and providing the guidance on their inspections and maintenance. Another one is hazardous cargo. So this also could be the topic in your safety bulletins because it addressing the safe handling and storage of the dangerous goods on board. I also have some navigational safety. So this one is providing an update on navigational procedures, communications protocols, and collisions avoidance. Another one is, of course, it's about the emergency response procedures for various scenarios such as the fires, abandoned ship situations, or some medical emergencies. So now, why is it important to read them at the sea? So in the maritime world, safety is a paramount. So the isolated and high risk nature of work means that a single oversight can have a severe consequences for the crew, the vessel, and the environment. So first I have here to enhancing the maritime literacy. So understanding the regulations, like reading, is essential for understanding the international maritime laws, conventions, and safety regulations, ensuring that the compliance and preventing accidents. Next is the navigational charts and publications. So the seafarers need to interpret the navigational charts, sailing's directions, and other nautical publications to chart a safety course and avoid hazards. We also have some operational procedures. So, reading the manuals and standard operating procedures is important for understanding how to operate the equipment, handle emergencies, and maintain the vessels. So, the equipment manuals. So, reading technical manuals for engines, navigations, um, other equipment is very crucial for proper maintenance and operations. And then another reason is promoting the safety. So, emergency procedures. So, reading the safety manuals and emergency plans, it helps the seafarers understand how to respond for a various situations, such as the fire, abandoning the ship scenarios, and medical emergencies. First aid and medical procedures. So, understanding the first aid and medical procedures as outlined in the written materials is also vital for handling injuries and illness at the sea. We also have here some risk assessment. So, reading and understanding the risk assessment and safety briefing allows the team to identify and mitigate the potential hazards. So, danger control. So, reading the instructions and procedures for damage control, such as the plumbing, plates repair, repairing the damaged equipment can prevent some serious incidents. Another one is improving with communications. So, in maritime English, proficiency in maritime English is important for clear communication between the crew members from different linguistic so backgrounds, reading and understand reading and understanding standards, standardize the phrases and instructions, it helps to prevent the misunderstandings. Radio communications. We also have that reading radio messages and understanding the maritime terminology is also essential for the safe and effective communication with the other vessels and shore-based authorities. So clear instructions, it's about the reading and understanding the written instructions that ensures that everyone is on the same page and can follow directions accordingly. Another reason is optimizing the operations. So, efficient navigations like reading and interpreting the weather reports, tidal informations, and other data allows for efficient route planning and fuel optimizations. Under of this is also the cargo handling. So meaning that the understanding the procedures for loading and securing and unloading cargo is essential for the safe and efficient cargo operations. Preventative maintenance. So, reading the maintenance schedules and technical manuals, it allows for timely prevention maintenance, reducing the risk of breakdown and accidents. So, reading the safety bulletins, it helps you to prevent accident. So, meaning that the bulletin may warn of a newly discovered issues with a piece of equipment preventing an injury. Another one is stay updated on the protocols. So they will learn or you will learn about new regulations, updated emergencies, procedures, or changes in port security requirements. Another one is protect the crew and the vessels. So, meaning by following the guidelines, you protect your ship and integrity of the vessel itself. Ensuring the operational readiness. So this one is knowing the latest safety informations that ensures that you are prepared to respond effectively to any emergencies from a fire to a man on board situations. So it is very important to understand these safety procedures. So the bulletins, this is often provide some details or guidance on a specific safety procedures such as the lockout, tag out procedures, working at height, and handling the hazardous materials. So by regular disseminating safety informations, bulletins contributes to a stronger safety culture within the maritime industry. So it can also highlight the importance of the human element in the maritime safety, like the fatigue management, stress, and communication. So, understanding these factors can help prevent the accidents caused by the human error. So, how do we able to read the maritime safety bulletin effectively? So, first, um, we need to identify the source and type of bulletin. So, we need to recognize the issuing authority. So, this is a form of government agencies, shipping companies, or any industrial organizations. Determine the bulletin's purpose. So, it is focused on the safety, environment concerns, or a crew welfare. Another one is to understand the target audience. So, who is intended to receive the act of these informations? Another one is scan the key information. So, the headlines and the summaries. So, these are the quickly gas of the main topic and the key takeaways. The dates and effective periods. So, it should be note when the information is relevant and when it becomes active. Specific incidents or hazards. Identify the recent events that highlights the safety concerns or areas for improvements. Recommended actions. So look for the concrete steps to take to enhance the safety and the prevent incidents. Then another one is to analyze the content. So regulations and compliance. Understand any new or revised rules and how they affect or how they will affect your operations. So it's clearly identifying the nature of the hazards, whether it is navigational risk or a safety issue or a security threat. So it's also very important to identify the recommended procedures for the specific tasks and situations. There are also some technological advancement, which is learning about the new technologies that can improve the safety or efficiency. There's also some human factors. So we need to consider the role of the human error. So fatigue and communications in the safety incidents. So there's some case studies and examples. So it's just analyze the real world scenarios to understand the consequences of certain actions. Another one is to take actions and stay updated. So, implementing the recommended actions. This one is to ensure that the advice in the bulletin is incorporated into your daily practices. Train your crew. So, share the informations and provide the relevant training to ensure that everyone can understand the new procedures. Report a near misses and incidents. This one is contribute the to the ongoing improvement of the safety by reporting any issues. It's also very important to stay informed. So regularly check for new bulletins and updates from relevant resources. So in maritime safety, this is very dynamic. So regularly checks for updates or amendments to the bulletins to say to stay informed about any changes. So, so ensuring all crew members are informed about the bulletin's content and understand their roles and responsibilities, implementing the recommendations actions. So we have here some implementation on how to make of a safety bulletin. So there are some, it's like three-part structure for a clear safety bulletins in maritime. So we have here, of course, the subject or the header. So this is the title. So it should be immediately um, tell you the topic and urgency. So another one is the body. So this section, it provides the core details. Like it explains the what, where, or why. Like for this example, the hazard. So what is the specific danger? So it could be the faulty fire extinguisher, an oil spill risk, should be also the location. So, where does this apply? And another one is the why. So, this is the brief explanation of the course or reason for the bulletin. The other part is the what we call the action item. So this is the most crucial part because this one it provides the clear and actionable steps that you need to take. Like for example, immediately cease all the welding operations. So meaning you need to urgently do these actions or report any signs of water ingress to the masters. Ensure all lines are secured and check every hours. Refer to the updated SOLAS regulations. So these are the um, providing a clear and actionable steps that you need. So I have here some example or an example. Like as you can see here, we have the topic or the headline. So attention all crew, tropical cyclone warning. So what is this about? So the bridge has received an urgent weather warning. Tropical cyclone or alpha is approaching our position. So wind speed are expected to reach up to 60 knots. All non-essential deck operations must cease immediately. So we have the body and we have the action to be taken. So we have here some list. This should be a correct and precise. So we have here, for example, secure all loose equipments on deck and below. Check and secure all watertight doors and hatches. Ensure all crew members are aware of the storm warning. Report to your master station immediately if the general alarm sounds. All personnel should remain in all secure location during the storms. So these are the example of a bulletin safety announcement. So here, so what do you need to do after reading the bulletin? So after reading a maritime bulletin, it is crucial to take action based on the information provided to ensure the safety, compliance, and operational efficiency. So, this time it involves understanding the key updates, assessing their impacts to their specific situations, and implementing the necessary changes. So, first, you need to understand and review the bulletin content. So identify the key informations. So we have to read it carefully. So pinpoint the specific issues, recommendations, and understands the updates highlighted in the bulletin. So it's very important to ensure you are fully understand the content of the bulletin, including any new regulations, safety procedures, and operational guidelines. Categorize the informations. So you need to determine if the bulletin addresses safety, security, regulatory changes, or operational procedures. So you need to determine which aspects of the bulletin are most relevant also to your role. So the type of vessel you're on or the specific task you will involve. Assess the impacts. So meaning that evaluate how to or how the informations affect your specific role, vessel, or organization. So you need also pay close attention to any deadlines or implementing changes or taking specific actions. Another one is to implement some necessarily changes and updates. So, update procedures like revise existing safety management systems, operating procedures, or checklists to reflect the new informations. Conduct some training. Provide crew members with a necessarily training to understand and implement the updated procedures or addresses to the new safety concerns. So it also improved the risk management. So incorporate the bulletin's recommendations into your risk assessment and mitigations strategies. Verify the compliance. So it's very also to ensure that the implemented changes align with the relevant regulations and industry standards. So, if the bulletin highlights new training requirements, it is ensured that all relevant personnel receive the necessary instructions. Another one is the regarding the communications and share informations. So disseminated the informations. It shares that the bulletin's content with all the relevant personnel, ensuring they understand the implementation or implications. It also holds some briefings, like conduct some briefings or toolbox. So conducts or toolbox talks to discuss the bulletin's key points and address any questions and concerns. It also some document changes. So it is very important to keep records of all changes made to procedures and training materials. So it's very also important to identify any adjustments needed to existing workflows, schedules, or the protocols. So if there's a new equipment is needed, initiate the procedures or installations process. Stay informed. So subscribe to any updates. It's like subscribe to the relevant maritime publications. So newsletters and alerts to stay updated on the industry development. also engage with the industry forum. So, participates in the online forums, conference, and workshops are exchange knowledge and best practices. Another one is the regularly review bulletin. So, periodically review past bulletins to ensure the ongoing compliance and awareness of the potential risk. So, it's just simply by taking these steps, maritime professionals can ensure they are prepared to meet the changes in the industry and maintain a safe and efficient and sustainable operations. So, okay, so that's it for today. It's all about the reading and understanding some safety bulletin. So I hope you understand something for today. So we will be discussing, or I'll see you in our next meeting. So again, thank you for listening. This is your instructor, Elaine.